Fantastic. Milani, then just a question here from Resejo. Let me just read it out. How about mindfulness for writers? How best can writers apply mindfulness techniques to get the best out of their writing?
Oh, well, I love that because a lot of the techniques that we teach in the course is all about accessing focus and creativity. And so, as a writer, there's no, that is the bottom line of what a writer is doing. You need to focus and you need to access that creativity within yourself. So, I would say, for instance, just the idea of the purposeful procrastination, focusing on the next chapter that you are wanting to write. But before you're starting to write it, give yourself 5 minutes of going to do something else and let your mind in the back tick over what you want to actually work on, and then come back and then start to write. Don't just decide, okay, I'm going to write a chapter on this now and then start writing. But just give your back mind a bit of time to start percolating some of those ideas. Creativity actually takes time and percolation. It's like a good cup of coffee. You can't, it's not instant. So give yourself that little bit of time at the end. And then the other thing is the creating that container of focus for yourself, the 90 minutes of undistracted time, because of the switch cost and the when you have to change the context of what you're doing, you're actually struggling to get back into where you were. So to lessen distractions. But then as a writer myself, I can tell you that it is very important to get some sort of a structure going in your day where you, for instance, maybe have a goal and say to yourself, okay, I commit to actually writing for an hour a day or 2 hours a day or 10,000 words a day or whatever that goal is, and to ensure that you go and do that little bit every day in order to get the book written, because it is not an easy process. It does take a lot of time. And sometimes you don't feel creative, you don't feel inspired. But the discipline is to actually go and sit down and write when you're not feeling inspired, even if you're only organizing your ideas or whatever, and you'll feel as you start doing it, it will start coming. So sometimes you access your creativity by doing, but so creating that structure and that time blocking for you. So doing your writing at the time of the day when you are most productive and insightful and awake. That's another part of the course that might be applicable to you. But most of the stuff that we're teaching for business specifically, in terms of putting away your phone, because your phone will distract you from your writing as well as your business activities and etc. So you'll definitely be able to apply a lot of the mindfulness techniques and hacks and so on to writing specifically. My part of my job is writing. So when I'm talking about business stuff, I almost visualize somebody that needing to access that deep um, parts of creativity that a writer actually needs to access.
Love those insights, Milani. Thank you very much. And Resejo, as you may know, I teach a course on academic writing. So one of the lessons that I teach in there is this idea of generative writing, which, as Milani touched on just now, is even when you don't know what to write, you have to just start writing. And I even say, just write, I don't know what to write, until those, synapses in the brain start to unlock, and the connection between the brain and the fingers actually starts to unlock the creativity. But the point that I want to make, which I think really has only occurred to me now, and that I've started to learn more about mindfulness from Milani, is this idea that non-judgmentalism must apply to your writing as well as to your emotions, right? So don't be judgmental about generative writing. Only you will see it. You only need to submit your fourth or fifth or sixth edit to, once you're happy with it, to your supervisor. But that generative, non-judgmental writing in that protected container of time that you allocate to it is a critical part of being a successful writer. And on the point of writing, Milani's written a couple of books, as she mentioned in her introduction, and we actually share a couple of chapters from those books in the course as text-based lessons. And of course, you can go and pick those up from Milani as well. Milani, just to finish off with then, how can people get in touch with you? Obviously, in the course, you'll interact with them. That's fantastic. But do you have a website or something that you can offer people for more information if they want to get in touch with you after the session?
Yes, no, they're very welcome. My website is very easy. It's my name, melaniebritz.com. And so on there, you'll find my books and a lot of stuff that I am working on. Most of my projects are there. It's sort of like this whole capsule of all of my different interests and things. But so that's very easy to get in touch with me there. Or on the course, I'm quite active in terms of that, and I'm looking. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Peter. And I'm actually looking forward to people starting to do their assignments, because the assignment of the course is this very unique problem-solving technique that I've figured out and worked on, that teaches you to get into a mindful state and then use your external environment, the room that you're in, something in there, to give you intuitive insights about the problem that you're trying to solve, or the thing that you're inquiring about. And so as part of the course, you do this assignment where you follow that process and you give some feedback in terms of how you went and what object you used and what problem you were trying to solve. And I'll do a bit of coaching for you and maybe suggest a few things that you might not have thought of, if that occurs to me. So if you want to do that unique problem solving technique that I teach there, that is mindful problem solving, then I'm definitely available there almost as a problem solving coach. So I'll give you some feedback and some ideas about how to improve that technique, because it's very valuable. I believe it's one of the nice things of the course.
Wonderful, Melanie. So we've given free access to the course. So everybody, please jump in there, enroll. As I mentioned, that coupon will expire in the next couple of hours. So please do take advantage of that. And remember to leave a rating and a review. Remember to introduce yourself in the course. Remember to do the assignment. And you can contact Melanie, obviously, through the course in the context of doing the assignment and asking questions about the course. But by all means, her website is also there up on the screen for you to go and have a look at and get in touch with her. So Melanie, thank you very much. I'm also absolutely thrilled and excited. We've had a wonderful response to the course since we launched on Monday morning. And I'm sure that everybody that's been on the session today is going to jump in there and also get some more value from it. And we look forward to having you back on one of our webinars in the future. And hopefully everybody's got lots of value from today. Please join us in the Facebook group, subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're here. I also put my website there, the studentsuccess.coach. You can go and check out all my courses and the podcasts and the blogs that are there as well. Melanie, thank you very much once again. Appreciate your time.
No, thank you, Peter. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolute pleasure. Guys, have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us on our first webinar of 2022. RJ, thanks, Melanie and Peter. Some very useful points to improve focus. Very beneficial. I appreciate it. RJ, absolutely fantastic. Great pleasure. And we will see you in the Facebook group, in the course, and in next week's webinar. Cheers, everybody.